Welcome to this class today. We are looking at block versus inline elements in HTML. Block versus inline HTML elements. Each element in HTML is either it is a block or an inline element. So we have block elements or block level elements always start on a new line. They start on a new line and take up the full width available by default. They create a block of elements in the document. So you can look at it like just as I put this here now, like this is a block here. This is another block. So you can think of like a story building. So each stair is a block. If you have block one, you go next upstairs, you have another block, something like that. That is how you can look at block level elements. So we have different block level elements in HTML. We have what is called a div. A div is a generic container used for styling and layout purposes. So when you create a container that contains a particular element, so you want to style it in CSS, so you can create it in form of a div. And then we have P element, that is paragraph element, which we already talk about it before. So this is also a kind of a block element, because when you define a paragraph, you cannot have a paragraph inside the paragraph. So it is a block element. Then we also have the headers. We have H1 to H6, which defines headings. So when you have H1, everything that is contained inside that H1, when you want to define another one, you go to another line. You cannot have two headers into. You cannot have a header inside another header. That is what it means. So headings or header elements, they are also block elements. Then we have list. We have two types of list. We have ordered list, that is UL, and ordered list. So when you are listing elements, like maybe you are listing your navigation, the home tab, my about me, you are listing them. Maybe you are listing them, so you can order them or you put them to be unordered. We are going to look at them. Then we also have list. In a general list, you can just define a list. If you don't want it to be ordered or unordered, you just define it as a list only using the li tag. So that is how you define a list. A list is also a block element. When you list your element, like if your list one will contain the element that are in it, you list another one. So it's a kind of a block, just as it is something like this. So we also have tables. You use tables to create tables in HTML, and it's also one of the block level elements. We have sections. We have sections. We have articles. We have aside. We have footer. When you create your web page, so at the end of it now, you define a footer. You define a footer, just as you have the header, you also have a footer that separates the ending of your web page. So if you have a website that has many web pages, you can have up to 6 pages. So each page you have that particular footer that appear in each of them. So it's also a block level element. Then you also have forms. When you create a form where users can maybe create accounts, log in, and so on. So forms are also part of the block level elements. So we have before I go into inline this thing, let's look at example now. Let's open VS Code now to see example on the block level element. I already defined those elements. So like here now, this I create a page here called I name it block.html so that we understand that it's a block element example that we are there. So in the usual way of creating your web page in HTML, you define a document type, specify the language, then the header. So this head now, this is also one of the block element because when you open head here, you now put all your element inside line by line. So this is a block example of a block element, the head. This is where the head open and this is where it ends. Then inside the head now you put all your content. Then the body element is another block element. You open the body and then the body contains all the the element inside. So the body is a nested element. It's a nested element that contains other elements like the header, the section. So all those elements that are created in this particular page here, they are all block elements. None of them here is an inline element because so that you understand what I were talking about. Block element. So all these elements, the body element here is a block element. The header, look at the header here. You can put the heading inside the header. So here now I say welcome to my website. This is a kind of just for demonstration. So the title of this particular the heading on the page is welcome to my website, and I use the H1 tag to specify the type of heading it should be. Then I could close it. So we have a section. The section now gives us the different aspects in the website. So section is another block element. So inside this section now, we have a paragraph. I say this is a paragraph inside a section, just for emphasis. And then we define a div. A div, where we are going to look at some of them line by line, like what is a section, a div. I already explained a div as part of so a section here. Inside the section now you have a paragraph, you have a div, and this div now, because you want to style it, you now define it as a div, and then you style it with a background. This is a background color, and these are CSS terms which we are going to look at. Then we have not started doing CSS yet. I just, for the purpose of explaining what a div is here. So I define the style and still give the background. This is a light gray. You can change it to another color. And then we have the padding. That is how how the background should be separated from the borders. Then we have, this is a div element acting as a container. Just kind of examples. So we now close this section. So another block element here is the article. The article element, where you can write articles about your page. So here now I use header two to title article title, and then you write the content of the article. So you can write whatever content that you have for that particular article inside this paragraph tag. You can create many paragraphs. If the article contain more than one paragraph, after you are done with this paragraph, you can enter and create add another paragraph. Maybe you call it maybe just say this. This is paragraph 2. This is uh, This paragraph 2. So you can put whatever content you have inside that paragraph. So there you close it. So another block element which I also mentioned there is this ordered list. Sorry, ordered list. When you list elements like this, they will just appear without order. They will appear the way you any of the element can appear at any position. That is the meaning of unordered list. You do not order them like with number, where you give numbers. You number them number one. On other lists go with bullets. Now they take bullet points. But ordered lists they go with particular number. So a list that is on number one will also remain on number one, and so on and so forth. So you can also create unordered list in a similar manner. Let's say you can say ordered list. Okay, this first one is unordered. So this one now is ordered list. So inside the order list now you list your item. So you can say ordered list one, ordered list one. Maybe you can create another one and call it ordered list two, and so on, depending on what you are doing. These are examples. At the end of when we look at all those basic terms, we will now create a complete comprehensive website that will take care of this as part of our project. When we are finished HTML and CSS, then we create a website that we structure it with HTML and then give it a style with CSS before we go into JavaScript. So, but for now, we are just giving examples that are not so much ordered. So this is how you can also create a orderly. So now this is a footer. Inside the footer here now, you put anything. Is it that a particular maybe your logo or the year of your you now specify the year. We are looking at that later on. Let's run this one now. So if we run this, if we come back to if you come here and click on go live and then upload this thing, it will now take us. So this is that's creator website. Let me delete this one so that we see what I'm see this one only. So this is a website now. Say welcome to my website. This is a paragraph inside. They say these are the things. Just all this one they are block element. You can see the way they are following. They align themselves. So these are block elements. Mind you, we have not styled anything here. All these ones, there is no styling. So they are just appearing anyhow. So you can see that I'm talking about on order list. Those ones that we did not order them, see they are using the bullets. You see item one, item two. But the ones that I ordered, you can see that you have number one, that is order list one, number two. So when you use ordered, it will take numerical numbering. But if you use unordered, it will not be ordered, it will just use some bullets. And then this is the footer. So that is we have many other lists. We'll be creating them as we go on. So we have inline elements. Inline elements do not start on a new line and only take up as much width as necessary. They do not start on a new line. Inline element do not start on a new line. They continue inside a line. They are typically used inside block level elements. So when you define your block level element, you now use inline element inside of your block. It's just like a way where you can, if you look at the way, like I start this one now. Here now, this is the vertical. When you're talking about the vertical axis, you are talking about the block. When you are talking about the horizontal going this way, that is the inline element. So your inline elements stay inside your block elements, which are horizontal. So let's go to the VS Code again and look at some of the examples. So now inside the VS Code here, and even before I go to the inline, there's another code on the block element that is more comprehensive, that has some, that I added some CSS styling so that it will look a little bit, though even though we have not started doing CSS, you just take it. When you define your, when you create your HTML page, you can add a style inside it. Though the standard way is you create your style, your CSS file separate, and then link it to the HTML. For this particular purpose, we just add the little CSS here. So we open it. So this style here now is also an inline, is also a block element. So you open a style and put all the styling that you want and close it with a style. So a style is also a block element in HTML. So this particular, after the style, when we end the style, then we open the section. So this is where the style ends. So now the styles, you put the style in the head of the page. So you now open the body of the of your HTML page. So inside the body now we have the header. So the header here now will say welcome to my blog. So this is a kind of a blog. Instead of that, this first one here, this first one I just say welcome to my website, this and that. I will not specify a particular something that is comprehensive. So looking at this one now, this one gives us a more comprehensive understanding. So we say this a page of a blog. So you say welcome to my blog using H1, and then you create a page that you define what the blog is all about. Say your daily dose of tech, design, and programming. That is what the blog is all about. So now you close the header. That is, you close this particular block element. Then open another block element, the nav. This one, this nav here is used to give you the navigation where you can navigate from one page to another in your web page. So if you open like a particular web page, a landing page. So when you land on that page, the nav tag or the nav element will now give you where you can, it will redirect you to particular page. So here now, you can go to the home page, you can go to the about page where the page that describe, if it is a personal website, it describe about you, or it is a organization, it talks about the organization, the vision, the mission, and all of that. That is the about page. And then you have the blog, the page that contain all the blog articles, and then contact page where you can display your phone number, your address, your email. So all these are created using the nav element. That is this nav mean navigate. It help you to navigate from one page to another. And this is how you define your navigation page. So all those items that are used in creating the navigator, they are inline element. But I have not shown you the example on inline. Yes, what I'm showing you here is still on block element. So this navigation, this nav is a block element that contain as many inline element in it. So here now, this is how you create a navigation. You define, you open it with a tag, and then you reference it just as the same way that you use this href to link to a particular another web page, like you are referring to your Facebook page or your YouTube channel or your personal or your other website. So it's the same that you can use to navigate from one page to the other on the same website. So this is a nav page. So you now, after creating the nav page, you also add another section. You create a section, and in the section now, the section contain the articles that you publish. So we have a latest article, and then I specify the articles here. Now this is the first article. You say the name of the title of the article is how to learn web development, and then you write all about learning web development in a p tag. You can add more. Like here now, I add another p tag to say read more. So because maybe on the blog you don't want to populate everything on that page. You don't want to populate everything on the page. So you just start the blog article, and then give them a navigation page where they can navigate to the full article. So you know, when they click on this read more, when you click on read more, now it will take you to another page where you read everything about that particular article that is written. So that is article one. You can create another article, blog article two. This article two here is CSS grid versus flexbox. This is another title of the this thing you are creating. So when it comes to layout design, CSS, you write whatever and then also refer. So you can create as many articles. You have article two, you have article three, and so on. So now you now create a footer. So when you are done with all the sections, you now create a footer. So you say here, I copy 2025, my blog, all right result. And then you close the footer, you close the whole of the body and the. So let's run this one and see how it will appear. This one will appear nicer because we have added CSS styling to it, and it's more comprehensive than the first one. The first one was just a kind of a skeletal example to show you what block elements are all about. So if we run this, so this one now you can see it has given us the header section with background, with this background color, and position it in the this is a work of CSS. The first one, this particular one, we did not apply CSS. So look at the way it just appear the way it is like this. But this one now is looking a little bit nicer. This is a home page, the about me, the blog. However, we have not created these pages yet. So even if you click on it, it will not take you to anywhere. But by the time you create another different page talking about yourself, and you create another page on the home page, the blog page and your contact or whatever other pages that you may want to link to this, you can create them. So this is the main section where we in the body section where we now created the latest article. So this is the first article that we created. We say how to learn website. So here now, if you by the time if you click on read more here now, it will not take you somewhere because we have not created that particular page that will give you the detail about this post yet. But when you create it and link it, it will now, by the time you click on learn more, it will now take you that particular page. So this is another article, CSS grid versus Facebook. You also click on read more and it will take you to a page where you can read more about the article. Then we also have best programming languages and so on. So this is the header, sorry, the footer. The footer section where you as this at 2025 my blog post all right result, and then it color it using the same background color of the header. It also give you the same in the footer. So now that we have looked at the block elements, we look at the block elements example for example. So now let's look at the inline uh, elements are contained inside the block elements. So looking at this example here now, let's look at this one. This is the one I wrote as inline.html. So here now we open the header here. The head here, this is a block element. So we have all those meta, all those one they are inline, they are inline elements like the title of the page is an inline element. So you title it, we have the body. So we have the P, all these things they are inline. So because so let's look at those inline elements. So we have generic inline element. This the span here is an inline element. We have A that used to show you define hyperlinks. We have strong. This one used to make a text bold. If you want to bolden your text, you use this strong. And this EM is used to italize a text. Then you have the IMG to insert image. You have insert a line. BR, I've already explained most of them. BR to break a line. You have input to define form input. When you create a form, you use the input for you to put your details in the form. You have label. The label is define the label of a form element. And then you also have buttons where you can click. You define clickable buttons. After maybe you fill a form and now you click on the button to submit the form. And then we have code. This represents inline code. So going back to this code now, let us identify the inline elements inside here. Like here now, we have strong here because this p paragraph is a block element. Inside the paragraph element, we now define a strong to 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 make a particular text bold. So here now, this strong, we made this statement that we wrote here. We are saying this is a paragraph with bold text. So this bold text, if we run it, we see that it will be bold because of this strong that we put here. So you open a strong and close it like this. And then we say this is a paragraph with bold text and italic text. So this EM will make this text an italic text. We italize it. Then another paragraph, we say click here to visit, and then specify the URL that you want to link to. So here now, this A here is another inline element that you use to specify the path to a particular website. Like here now, this is my YouTube channel. Another, in this paragraph here, another inline element here is a IMG that is used to specify the part of your image on the website. So here now, IMG here is an inline element. Then we have another inline element, which is the code. The code now, you use a code to specify a particular code. Like here now, this console.log hello world. This is a JavaScript. This is a JavaScript code. So that you use this now to maybe in your CSS or your HTML page, you want to talk about a particular code that you wrote. So you now use the code inline element to explain that code. So those are different inline elements that we can use them inside the block element. So let's run this particular page and see how it will show. So if we click on go live now, we can see this. So this is where we talk about the thing not position well. I have to reposition it later on. But you say click here to visit my website. If you click on this now, it will take you to my YouTube channel. So we use the inline element to specify the path to this YouTube channel. Let me click back. We are not really trying to open this thing here. So another one, this is an image. This image now, we use the IMG inline element to specify the path to the image. So here is some inline code, the console.log. This is the one I explained. And then here is this is a kind of a button. So here now, if you type something here, you say enter your name. If I type my name and then click on submit button, this is a button. This one is form. You click on submit here now, it will submit. However, we have not created anything that will take this to action. This is just example of so here now I in the second example which we are going to look at now is a page that combines a more structured, you cannot create an HTML element, a page with only block element, or you cannot create a page with only inline. You have to combine them so that it will give meaning to your page. So that's what I say. Inline elements are contained in the block elements. So look at this example here now. Look at this one. I say block inline HTML. So this particular one give us more comprehensive. I also added the style sheet here so that it will give us a little bit appealing visual of the page. In the next maybe in our after next class, the next one we start using CSS. We start creating pages with. So after the style here, we now create a heading. We got a welcome to my tech blog, and then I specify the span, the class. So this one now, this class, this span is an inline element that will help you to give the styling to the blog. This has been styled. This class now, you find a class, wherever you find a class in the CSS, it will style it as it is specified in the CSS file. So we will say that this is your daily dose of tech, design, and programming. So here now, the tech, the design, and the programming are now in italic. This EM, we now italize this. You say your daily dose of. So when you are the tech, the design, and the italic will now be in italicized form. So we now create a navigation where you navigate to the home, about the blog, and the content, which I already explained previously. So another blog element, the section. In the section we have the header one about the article, the blog, which are the ones we wrote before. So you now combine those, the inline here now say you make the name of the author strong. John, let's let's call this one, maybe say somebody John Mark. John Mark. So this the name of the author will be bold because of the strong element that we add here. So if we run this now, so you can see that this one now is looking beautiful, has a colored welcome to my tech blog. My tech blog is now giving a different color. Your daily dose of tech. So because of the IM that we added to this, you can see that the tech design and programming are in italic form. This is an italic text. So we now add it. So here now you see this is by John Mark. John Mark, the author of this article, and the date of publication was March 8, 2025. So you can see that John Mark here is now bold. Though even though the letters are the same, it has bolded the author. So okay, web development is an exciting field that involves building website and application. It is important to understand both front end and back end. So there's a front end and back end now, they are both because we added strong, added the strong elements before and after the front end and back end technology. So you click on read more or share. You want to share this article, you click on share. This is a button. This button here is an inline element. So you can use all this together to make your page looking nice. So this is a page here. You take your time, you go over it and practice it. So in summary, what's uh, inline element? They are not new. They are still some of the elements on, because in the other video I talk about element versus tags. So those elements that we discuss, some of them are inline, some of them are block. That is a major discussion of today. Looking at so all the element in HTML that you have they are either block elements or they are inline elements. So we'll be looking at them as we progress. As we build more websites, we use them as appropriate, where it should be used and where it should not be used, and so on. So at this point now, I will take questions. Only two people are remaining in the class.